In 2020, Bryan became a huge hit on social media. The reason? Mark is a self-proclaimed normal straight guy that loves to wear a skirt and heels to work. From posting pictures of his daily commute, he has long since risen to fame.
They say clothes make the man, but for Mark Bryan, they don't make the gender.
Mark snagged brand deals and made it to Paris Fashion Week. Mark seems to be an exception to the rule that heels are only allowed for women and queer people. For the mainstream, heels are apparently not manly enough. But it hasn't always been like this. In 17th century France, heels were signs of power for kings. And before that, heels were invented as a tool of war. So what is the origin of heels? When did heels become a thing associated with femininity? How did we get here?
The history of heels shows us how we think about fashion, gender norms, and what it means to be a man. In our day and age, the stigma on men wearing heels may be fading. But before we go there, first, some history.
If we look for the origins of heels, we have to dive into geopolitics from the 16th century. Shah Abbas the Great is one of the greatest leaders Persia has ever known. But he has a problem. His neighbor, the Ottoman Empire, that he is constantly fighting with. Abbas really doesn't like his neighbor. He once said he preferred the dust from the shoe soles of the lowest Christian to the highest Ottoman person. Well, that's clear. Abbas thinks maybe I can convince Europeans to fight the Ottomans with me. So he sends a diplomatic mission to get some support in 1599. The European partners don't really want to fight with Abbas, but they think the outfit of their Persian guests is quite sick, especially their shoes. You see, the Persian cavalrymen had invented heels to stay put in their stirrups. It helped them ride their horse and shoot arrows at the same time. It made the Persian cavalry a greatly feared opponent.
So yes, heels actually originated with some of the fiercest horseback warriors that ever lived. The blowback to Mark seems a lot more silly now, doesn't it?
This visit leads to a heel craze in Europe. First men, but women follow quite fast. Kings and royalty wear them. Take this coronation portrait of the English King Charles II. This portrait is made to show his extreme power and idea of masculinity. He has some nice robes, a scepter and dashing heels. But the real European heels influencer is Leopold XIV, better known as the Sun King. He went all in. I mean, look at him. He introduced color-coded red heels that showed status and military power.
Heels are a style that spread across Europe, both for men and women. But around 1700 heels start to change. The men's heels get smaller and sturdier, the women's bigger. Why so? Well, because high heels are very impractical. This can show status. If you can hardly walk, you sure enough are not going to work. And if you don't have to work, it means you have money.
What will you do with your time?
I've got a job in Ripon. A job.
And then men completely stop wearing heels at around 1730. When women do something men do, it's quickly seen as feminine, and that's obviously very uncool. Sometime later, women also stop. This is because of the French Revolution. The king and queen lose their heads. Nobility is out. And because heels are so much connected to aristocracy, people don't want to wear them. Is this the death of the heel?
A brand new invention changes this. Photography enters the scene. And what do people do with new inventions? Well, they use it to make porn. Early so-called French postcards show women with very little clothes on, but they are wearing heels. This really connects the idea of feminine sensuality and sexuality with heels. The days of Persian horseback warriors are now long gone.
The Second World War makes this connection even stronger. Paintings on the side of planes show bombshells in heels. Stars like Marilyn Monroe popularize the heel and bring him into the mainstream. And the invention of new materials make the stiletto heel possible. High heels have definitely become the exclusive domain of women. Now, wait a minute. Don't cowboys wear heels? Well, yes, they do. If you're a cowboy or maybe a pop star, you can wear heels. The Beatles popularized Cuban heels, Motley Crue made heels hot. But still, the heels that the Sun King rocked are not back. And so it is still today that high heels are not seen as manly. It's what Mark hears often.
I'm opening some people's mindsets that clothing should not have a gender.
Let's talk about Mark a bit. He is a role model, and he advocates that clothes should be seen as genderless, which is good. But one thing really stands out in his message. In a lot of his posts, he talks about how he is a normal straight man that loves women and cars. In an interview, he said he can pull off his look because he doesn't act like a sissy. Even if we cut him some slack and see it's only the world reacting to its outfit in this way, that's still problematic, because it still means that queer people that wear heels are not normal. It means that only if you style the heels with a macho look and an idea about what means being a real man, it's taking out one stigma and introducing another, and that's not right. Ideas about masculinity are again changing. A modern sex symbol like Harry Styles wears dresses, has nail polish on, is ambiguous about his sexuality, and has heels on. Is this a future for real men? In a time when ideas about sexuality are in flux, ideas about heels can follow suit. Who knows? Maybe heels for men will make a comeback soon. Thanks for watching. If you want to know more about the goals of this channel, be sure to watch this video.